So this morning we are going to walk through setting up your agent website.
Okay.
Before we do that though, I want to go into our marketing profile and make sure that all the information in the marketing profile is updated and complete, because Command will pull that information into the agent website and will make it a lot easier and a lot quicker for you to make your site.
Okay.
To update your marketing profile, click on your name in the top right-hand corner, go down to settings. We'll click on connect settings, marketing profile. And here's where you can go through, upload your photo, a team logo. You'll want to double check all the details that are here. This will be preloaded based on your information when you join the office, but you have the ability to go through and edit and change anything accordingly, but fill in as much of this information as possible.
Okay.
And double check to make sure that it is correct. Because like the information here for the market center brokerage, this will also ensure that your website is GREC compliant to make sure that you have the correct name, contact information, address for the office. And that way, anytime someone's on the website, they have the ability to contact the office as well as you.
Okay.
Scrolling down through compliance. For here, I just have for the legal footer, Nicholas Kuhr, Realtor with Keller Williams, First Atlanta. We don't have any legal compliance comments that we need to have on our website, but I just put my name and then First Atlanta here again. So it's just one more of that one-to-one of my name to the office's name.
Okay.
We have legal footer links, which again, in the state of Georgia, we're not required for, but if you wanted to link anything to fair housing website, maybe the Atlanta Realtor Association or anything like that, you can include those links here. And the same thing with the legal footer images. If you wanted to include the equal housing opportunity logo or the realtor logo, any other logo that you have for maybe any special designations, you can upload those here. And then below here, we have our social media websites. So here you can go ahead and paste in your URLs for all your different social profiles.
Okay, got it.
The benefit of this is in that way, as you go through and you're creating different websites, the system will pull in this address so you won't have to copy paste it every single time you create a new page.
Okay.
And then below here, we have Facebook pixels and Google Analytics tracking IDs. This is kind of, I would say, like website 3.0, and this would really only become useful if you're spending a lot of money on advertising.
Right.
You're doing a ton of maybe Facebook ads or Google search ads. You'd want this so that way you can track who came from the ad to your website and the activity. But go through here, make sure all this is updated. We'll click save. Marketing profile has been updated. Perfect. So from here, we're going to go to the consumer applet, and the consumer applet is the last icon on the far left. So I'm going to click on that. And everything in the consumer applet is going to be what is consumer facing. So this will include our website, any landing pages, as well as our mobile app.
Okay.
So to get started with your website, click into consumer, and then it should take you to the agent site pages tab. There's this blue bar here, and on the far right, it says configure your site. And if it's not, I guess, yeah. So we'll want to click on configure your site. This is going to take us into the Kelly guide, and the Kelly guide more or less just holds our hand step by step through setting up the website.
Okay, got it.
When you click on configure your site, this pop-up will ask you if you want to use your KW agent site, if you have a place or site that you want to use, or if you want to explore other options. So today we want to use the KW agent site. So I'll click on that and then click submit. Oh, come on. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, this is not great. So I have, in the past, I had already created a website. So now it's giving me an error when I try to create a new one. Just, no, I want to create my website. Oh, no. All right, let me see if I can work my way around this. Oh, crap. All right, because it is loading as if I have a website, but I just went through and I deleted everything. Let's try refreshing. All right, so they made an update a couple weeks ago to command that is causing this to happen, where it doesn't allow me to go through and configure my site because I had previously done it. I don't know why it's doing this. So
That's okay. I understand. Pretty much overall, it's just gonna, once you set that up, it's gonna set up the link so you can directly access that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and here you can see your configured agent site here. So I have my URL is nicholaskuhr.kw.com. It'll
Right.
probably just default to your name, but you can change it to anything that you want.
Okay.
And when you're going through the Kelly guide, it will give you that option to change that URL.
Okay.
The Kelly guide is really simple. It's more or less just going to be filling out information in a right-hand column that you'll see preloaded. You know, like as you make the updates in the right-hand column, it will show a preview in the left-hand side.
Okay, I understand.
It's really simple. And having filled in the information in the marketing profile, I'll say about 80% of that information will already be loaded for you. You'll just be double checking.
Right. Okay.
So after you have set up your website, when you come here to agent sites, it'll show you a list of all your pages here. You have the ability to make some updates and changes to your agent website without having to go back through that Kelly guide. And to do that, when you're in the consumer applet, we'll come over here to site and app settings. And this is going to give us the ability to make some changes really easily. It's going to default into the general tab. And then here we're going to have our agent site hero text. And this is going to appear right, I can just show you on my website, is going to appear right here above the search bar. Now, one thing you'll notice when you go through and set up your agent website and start to use it is that your agent websites can be really simple. There's not a lot to it. The main goal of our agent website is to go head to head with Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, and have that search functionality be front and center and be the main purpose for someone going to our website. In the past, with our placer websites, it was all about us as agents and what we can do and what we can offer them. But really, consumers really just want to be able to search for homes. And the nice thing about KW's websites is that clients can search for homes all over the country. So if you have family members that live in Oklahoma, they can still use your website to find homes in Oklahoma. So that way you can still be that top of mind agent for them. And then you can be the one to refer them an agent in Oklahoma. Okay. So this is the site hero text right here. And I just have start your new home search here. If you ever wanted to change it, you can come right here where it says agent site hero text and you can update that. So find your new home here. Perfect. And I could just click on save changes. Now it says it may take 24 hours. So let's see if it'll update. Yep. Okay, got it. Super simple. Right. Below that, we have our agent site hero images, and the system defaults to having 5 preloaded images here. You can remove any of those images. So if you don't like one of them, you can come over here and click the trash can. And the way that these images work is they'll just rotate behind that hero text. You also have the ability to upload your own images. If you decide you want to upload your own, and you can do that here or in the Kelly guide, they ask for a recommended size of 1200 by 1200 pixels. So that way it's big enough and fits the space. One thing I want to point out about uploading images to your website is make sure that you have written permission to use that image. If you have a listing and you love the photos and you're like, you know what, I want to use this picture of the kitchen as as a hero image on my website, so great. Ask the photographer in email if you're able to use that image on your website. Because when you pay to have listing photos done, you are leasing that image or those images for the sole purpose of selling that home, not for marketing yourself as an agent. So you just need to make sure that you get that permission. In Command, in Designs, there's a whole book of images that you can use that you have full copyright permissions to use. So you can go in there, like a bunch of like cityscapes, home exteriors, home interiors, random shots of people doing things, however, you know, whatever you might like, you can upload those. And then obviously, if you take any images yourself, you have rights to use those.
Right.
So you can come in here, you can always update, change them. And if you just want it to be one single image and you don't want it to rotate, just only have one image here and delete all the other ones.
Okay, got it.
Below here is we have our download app landing page. So every single KW agent has their own unique KW app, and that it will, you know, be linked to you as an agent. And we have a little website where we can send people to download it. Here are some hero text that's going to default to download my app to find your new home anywhere. You can change that if you want. And then below that, we have virtual tours. So a lot of feedback that agents had is that we didn't have the ability, originally, we did not have the ability to put our, I guess, virtual tours, sorry, it's a little something getting ahead of myself, sorry. So virtual tours is, you know, with COVID, a lot of agents are adding kind of video walkthroughs of the home. If you don't already have that included in your FMLS or Georgia MLS listing, you can do that here. So you can click on select a listing. You could search for your listing. Let's do 1105 River Green Drive. Let's see if it'll come up. It may not because it's not active anymore. All right. You would just search for your listing here, and then you could select it, and then it would allow you to put in a URL for like a YouTube link or something like that.
Okay.
Just in that way, when people were looking at your listing on the KW website, it'll include a little icon for them to watch a video walkthrough. However, if you go ahead and you add that video virtual tour to your FMLS and Georgia MLS, that video URL will automatically appear on your KW listing. So you're good to go there.
Okay. Is it going to be a link that directs somebody to that website, or will it be directly on our website?
So it would be like a little icon that would link to like a YouTube page.
Okay.
Where you've uploaded the virtual tour. So that's the Generals tab. The next tab is URLs. And here you can update your KW subdomain. So you can see I have it as nicholaskuhr.kw.com. It'll probably default to your name, but if you ever wanted to change your domain, let's say you create an LLC or an S Corp, or you have a team name, you can always come back here into the URLs tab and update that here. So I can just type in Nicholas Kuhr Atlanta, click Save Changes. This is going to previously change my URL. It's that simple, but
okay.
Actually I just want to keep it as Nicholas Kuhr, so I can just come back here, click Save Changes. And now my subdomain is updated. So you can go through and easily change it. One thing I want to point out here about URLs is at the moment, we do not have the ability to use vanity URLs. So if you have purchased a URL through either GoDaddy or Google or somewhere like that, at the moment, we can't have that URL appear as our website. So in the past with Placer, I had nicholaskuhr.com, and when someone went to nicholaskuhr.com, it just loaded my website, and everything looked like it was on nicholaskuhr.com.
Right.
At
okay.
the moment, the only thing that we can do is forward. So within GoDaddy, you can update your settings so that way if someone types in nicholaskuhr.com, it automatically forwards them to nicholaskuhr.kw.com.
Okay, got it.
It is expected that we will have the ability to use vanity URLs in the future, and I would think sooner than later. But the labs team is really focusing on the business critical components of command to make sure everything is operating correctly before they start adding stuff like this that is not necessarily going to affect your business too much.
Okay.
Below here, we have our app URL settings. So this is just going to be our app download URL. You can see here it's app.kw.com, and then here's a bunch of letters and numbers. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, but if you're ever looking for that app URL, this is where you'd find it. So I'm going to click copy here because I want to show you what that site looks like. So this is, I'm going to click accept cookies, scroll down. Here's my little image and name from my marketing profile. And then they can download my app here, little video, some features, and it should have, that's strange. It used to have a place where you can put in your phone number and it would send you a link, but I think it's just not loading properly. So that is the app URL. So you can save that.
Okay, got it.
The next is featured listings. And this is kind of what I was speaking to earlier, getting ahead of myself, is that in the past, we didn't have the ability to add featured listings to our website. And one of the benefits of working with me or you as an agent is that we are able to market our listings all over the place. And one of those places is our website. So if you want to highlight a listing on your website, all you do is come here to the featured listings. And then we can come here to select listings. And then you can just type in the URL. Now it's going to default to show only my listings, but let's say as a newer agent, you don't have any listings yet. That's a-okay. If there's someone in our office who has a listing or someone that you're friends with that has a listing, ask them, hey, would you mind if I advertised your listing on my website?
Okay.
More than likely, they're going to say, okay, because they want to get that home sold too. But then it will also show up here that you have listings and activity to any visitors to your website.
Right.
So again, you just type in your, the address here. I'm going to do 5678. Let's do Oak Street. I'm just making up stuff here. So I can just click select here and then click done. And now that is added on my website. So if I come back to my agent site, if I scroll down, these are my featured listings. But I guess because the rest of them I've been sold, it's only showing this one because the rest of these have all closed.
Okay, I understand.
That's how easy it is to add selected listings. The next tab is theme. And when you're going through the Kelly guide, you have the ability to choose the red theme or the dark theme. It really is such a subtle difference. The only real difference is going to be the KW is either going to be red or this dark, like dark bluish black color. If for whatever reason, after you're done with the Kelly guide, you're like, you know what, I really want to change my theme color, you can come here and do that. I personally just leave it on red because KW is synonymous with red. So it's just one more visual identity that I'm a KW agent. But if you ever wanted to, you can just change them back and forth here. Very simple.
Okay.
Last tab is agent site pages. So let's say in addition to the 3 pages that you'll create in the Kelly guide, so there's going to be an about me page, about us page, and a contact me page. You can come here and you can create additional pages that you want on your website. To do that, you would click add page. Now I haven't created a new site yet. So let me pause on this because I actually want to show you how to do this versus just kind of pretend walking through it. Okay. But before we do that, are there any questions on anything we've gone over so far?
No questions from me.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's kind of stinks because we couldn't actually go through the Kelly guide, but so I want to go back because I want to create a website or another page. So I'm going to come back to agent site pages, and I deleted all my pages earlier in advance of this training, so I don't have any. But I want to add a blog to my website. Now, our agent website doesn't have the true blog functionality, and that I can't just go in and type a little post and it would just create a list of all my blogs. But What I do have the ability to is add a blog from Homekeeper. And as a KW agent, you have a free Homekeeper account, and they do have a blog that they update regularly. And you can pull in all that information from that blog into your site. So it kind of looks like it is a blog that you've written.
Okay.
So to do that, I'm going to click on create a new page. And then it's going to take me here into the website editor. I'm going to give this a new name. I like to name everything first before I actually start anything. So I'm going to name this blog and then 7/19. I also like to put dates on things, so that way if I ever go through and make any updates or changes, I know what is the most recent one. So now that I have this template set up, I want to go to Homekeeper. So I'm going to go to homekeeper.com and then go to sign in. I'm going to click on realtors. Now, if you don't know your login information, you can always just click forgot password, and then they'll send you your password and you can log in. So I'm going to click login here. Now it shows me all these different little rectangles, and I'm going to scroll down to my widgets. So I'm going to click on Embed Widget, and we have two different widgets. We have my Trusted Pros widget and my blog widget. So I'm going to select my blog widget, and then I'm going to come down here to the my blog widget iframe, and we want to make sure that we select the iframe. And an iframe more or less is basically allows another website to load within a different website, but appear as if it is that website. So the content from this Homekeeper blog will load on nicholaskuhr.kw.com, but no one will be able to know that it's actually from homekeeper.com.
Okay, I understand.
So I'm going to click copy code here. It's copied. I'm going to come back to command. Now there's a couple different ways that you can paste this in. The first and most simple one is if you come here to content blocks, and you can add a little text box and just paste that in. Now it doesn't look like it's going to load here, which is fine. We'll just leave it as that. Now, one thing you have to do on every single one of your KW agent sites when you're creating a new one is have at least one widget. So I'm going to add the download my app. Perfect. And then I'm going to click configure widgets, download my app. There's really nothing for me to update here. So click save and apply. I'm going to click save changes. Yes, I do. All right. Let's see, let's load this. That's weird. Let me come over. All right, so now I'm in the, sorry, let me come back over here to agent site pages. So now it shows this blog site, the date that it was created, and the view column, you can see this image of an eye that's grayed out. The fact that it's grayed out lets me know that it's not a live site. It doesn't let me have a preview. So if you roll out, as we are finalizing your subdomain, please try again later. And it's not until that this page is considered live that I'll actually be able to see a preview. So to make this page live, I come up here to Site and App Settings, and I'm going to come to the Agent Site Pages tab. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Add Page, and I'm going to select from the list of all the agent pages that I have. So I only have the blog one, so I'll just select blog, and then click Continue. And then I'm going to fill out this information that's all required that has a red asterisk. So I'm going to give this a name of blog, URL slug. So I want this. So this will be nicholaskuhr.kw.com/blog. And then our SEO description, whatever I want to put in here, real estate group with KW First Atlanta blog. And then I'll click save. Perfect. So we've saved it. So I'm going to come back over here to my website. I'm going to refresh. Then I'll come over here to the drop down, and now I have blog.
Okay, nice.
And this is how it loads. So in the preview, it just showed that line of text, but this is how it loads. So it looks like an actual blog that's on my website.
Right.
And then if I click on it, it then opens up a new browser tab That takes me to Homekeeper. Here's my image for my profile that I set up. And here's the blog. And everything looks like it's from me.
Right.
However, to me, this kind of looks a little sloppy because it's just kind of like there. So I'm going to show you how you can use some of the widgets to input the blog into that. So I'm going to come back to my command. I'm going to click on the agent site pages. Then over here on the far right, there's the 3 dots, and we have the ability to edit. So I'm going to click edit. And I want to delete this widget, and I'm going to delete this widget because I basically just want a fresh start. And now, as I said earlier, you have to have at least one widget on your agent website. So I'm going to use the agent profile widget. Now, this is more or less would be for about me as an agent, but I can go through here and I can configure this so it looks like a blog. And it just makes it, in my opinion, look a little bit more streamlined and a little bit more professional. So add the agent profile widget. Then I'm going to come over here to configure widgets. This widget cannot be configured. Here we go. Okay. So page title, I'm going to name this real estate news. The role of my company, that's going to be what appears right here. I'm going to say blog. Blog title about Nicholas. What's new in real estate? And then we have our blog, our agent bio field here, which appears right here. I'm going to delete all of that information, and then I'm going to paste in that iframe code right there.
Okay.
I also want to change this image at the top. So it's just going to pull in my headshot image from my marketing profile, but I don't want it to be that because this isn't about me. This is a blog. So I'm going to upload an image. I have a couple that I've already just kind of saved on my computer. Where are they? Here we go, photos. So I'm just going to select this random image that I've already saved from command, put that there. You can put whatever you wanted there. Scroll down to the bottom. We're just going to double check contact information is good. So I'm going to click save and apply. And now you can see how it loads in that blog into that widget.
Okay.
So I'm going to click publish page. Sure, yes. So I'll come back over here to my site and app settings, agent site pages. I'll click on blog. I'm going to click on select page because I just want to double check and make sure that it is correct. Click continue and then save. I just like to save everything again. I'm going to come back to my website. I'll click home, refresh, come down to the drop down, blog. And now it loads the blog inside this widget. And to me, this just looks a lot cleaner, a little bit more professional, a little bit more purposeful. And then here's my contact information at the bottom. So that is a way that you can add a blog to your website.
Okay, understood. Got it. Thanks.
Any other questions so far of everything we've gone over? I know it's been pretty quick.
No questions from me.
All right. The last item we have up here is agent site options. So this is new. I guess this will just take you back through the Kelly guide.
Right.
Not going to let me do it anyway. Let's say you wanted to create a page, kind of a little, you wanted something a little bit more from scratch. And I can show you how we can use HTML editor. So in the same way that we're able to use iframe code, we can use HTML code on our agent websites. So to do that, I'm going to go to HTML editor, html-online.com/editor. And this is a really handy tool that allows you just to create websites from scratch. So I'm going to pull this up, but then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go back to my website. Let's say I wanted to create a post for an open house that I'm going to have. And I want to create a, rather than creating the landing page, which I'm going to walk through in my next training, you wanted to create one on your actual website. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to type in the address. So let's do 1105 River Green Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30327. Let's do for sale. All right, so I guess because it's already closed, it's not going to pull up. So anyway, I'm just going to pick this listing. Perfect. What? Okay, here we go. So now here is the listing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over. Actually, let me just pick an image really fast. I'm just going to save this image. So I'll just do save as, and I'll just do 1403 River Green Drive, and I'll click save. So I'm just going to save that image. And I'm going to leave this tab open. I'm going to come back to my HTML editor. And then over here in the left-hand side, I'm going to select all of that, and I'm going to delete it. So when I deleted the visual over here in the left-hand side, it deleted all the code over here on the right-hand side.
Okay.
So now I have the ability to create my own.
Okay.
The easiest way to do this is if you create a table. I'm just going to create a 1-by-1 table. So it's right there. And the benefit of having a table is that it kind of helps you set some width parameters. So that way everything will fit and will be responsive. So if someone were to look at this website on an app or on their phone versus their tablet or computer, it will fit perfectly.
Okay, got it.
And then within here, I want to click on table properties. And it's going to say width. I'm going to select 75%. And then alignment, center. And the benefit of doing this is that it's going to ensure that everything is only 75% of the width of the page. So it will be responsive, and it'll have a little bit of a border on either side so information doesn't get cut off.
Okay.
I also want to do alignment center, so that way it always is perfectly center. And again, nothing gets cut off. So there we go. Now, the next thing we want to do is I want to add in some text. So here we have some text formats, and it's already set up in this specific sizing. So I'm going to do header 1, and let's type in open house. I'm going to make that center. Then I'm going to add in another text. Let's make this header 2, and we'll do, what is this, 1014 River Green Drive, Atlanta, 30327. All right, that's a little big because I want it to be centered. Let's do, I'm going to make this just a little bit smaller. Let's try that. Perfect. And then below here, I want to add an image. So I'm going to click Insert Image. Actually, what I can do is I'll come back over here. Let me come back. This will be even easier just to come over here. Sorry, wrong window. And I'm going to right mouse click on this website. I'm going to click. Oh, this is weird. Okay. In the past, it would just let you pull in the URL. So let me refresh this page. All right, this is very strange. There we go. So I'm going to right mouse click or click on the image. Then I'll come here and I'll right mouse click on it and I'll say copy image address. Then I'm going to come back to my HTML editor. I'm going to come over here to source, paste that in there. And I'm going to do dimensions. I'm going to do 100%. I'm going to uncheck the constrained proportions and then click OK. and it should load that image in there, which it did not. All right. That is very strange. Let me come over here. Let's see. Advanced. Yeah, it should constrain. Let's do 100%. All right. Well, we'll just let this be for now for time. And then below that, we'll just put some spaces, and then I can come back to my listing and then scroll down here, and I could copy the property description. Paste that in there. Let's do some space. Property description, let's make this, let's do bold. And then this, we can make sure that it's center aligned text so it fills up the full space. And let's add a link to this page. So I'm going to add a link to this actual listing. So I'm going to right mouse click, copy, come back over here, and I'm going to make this a link. Target, new window. So you want to make sure that when you open this, you click new window, so that way it opens up a whole new page, and then click OK. And again, I don't know why this image isn't working, which it really stinks. I'm doing something wrong. All right, so here we have our text, our little website mockup over here. On the right-hand side, I'm going to copy all of that text, all of the code. I'm going to click copy, come back to my agent website. I'm going to click create a new page on my agent site. Click create page. I'm going to name this open house 719. And then I'm going to use the content blocks. I'll come down here to my image or to my text block. Then I'm going to paste that text in there. And then below here, I need to add at least, oh, there it goes. It loads the image in there. Perfect.
Okay.
Nice. And then I need to add my one widget. So I'll come to the bottom and I will add the, let's do we'll do download my app. And let's drag that to the bottom. And then click configure widgets. Save and apply. Now I'll click save changes. Yes, I do. So now I'm going to go to my agent site pages where it's going to take me automatically. So I can click add page because now I need to make it a live active page on my website. Click add page. I'm going to select my open house, continue, fill in the information, open house, and click save. Perfect. So I'll come back to my agent website. I'm going to go home, refresh, come down to my drop-down menu. Here's my open house. Click on that. And then here is my website that I've created.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So you can see how easy it is to pull all this information in. And then click on that, and that opens up the listing back on my website so they can go and see the full listing. So no one would know that this wasn't built, that this is actually just all this data is just being pulled in
Right.
somewhere else. So that's a way that you can create pages from scratch, or if you ever want to use like a widget, either maybe from like greatschools.com or any other service, you can pull in that information onto your website.
Okay.
The last thing I want to show you is, let me click save, is on the agent site pages within the site and app settings. If you add a bunch of new pages, you can change the order that they are in that drop-down menu.
Right.
And to do that, over here on the list of where it says agent site pages, there's these 6 dots to the left of each one. You can click on those 6 dots and then just drag it into the position that you want.
Okay.
And then to the right of that, we have 3 dots. And that gives us the ability to select page. So if you created, let's say you still wanted to have an open house, you didn't want, the open house page is gonna be the same. You just wanted to actually change the content. You could click select page and it would give you a list of all the sites that you had created. So if you created maybe an open house 721, you could select that.
Okay.
And also gives you, also gives you the ability to delete if you wanted to. There we go. Any questions on anything that we went over this morning?
No questions, but there's a way that I can re-access this recording, right? So I can go back and just look at the websites and all.
Yeah, so I'm going to upload this to the KW First Atlanta official YouTube channel, so you can go there and check it out.
Okay.
And there should be there is other recordings of this same training, because I just repeat the same 16 classes.
Sure.
That will actually have me going through the Kelly guide of when it works. So if you want to see what that is like.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you'd want to see this morning that you?
No, that was all. I understood everything. I just kind of need to go back and go over everything again just to make sure I remember where it all is. But no, other than that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, you are very welcome. The Kelly guide is very simple. And then all the, the additional stuff of creating a blog and open house page, that's all extra. So
okay.
As you're going through and setting it up, please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
All right. You as well. Bye.